Today is Saturday, November 30th. This is round 2 of the podcast. First one went well. Last stream, we had the first podcast. When I watched it back, I had 500 ums and uhs. So I've already done probably 2 in the first 30 seconds, but I'm going to keep myself to 3 ums this podcast. That is the goal. That's the entire challenge. I'm just going to take pauses when needed. Last stream, we did Warzone into Warzone casuals into Halo. Wasn't able to quite snag the win on Warzone, unfortunately, even on casuals. Playing some solo quads, and then I think I played duos with Eerie. That's right, duos with Eerie's. Times 1, okay. Elk says, I've already said 1. There's 2. Anyways, Halo was fun. That was some of the most competitive Halo I've had in a while, playing with Eerie. Dang it. We broke our streak. We were on a 13-game streak in Halo. It was amazing. And then we broke it, unfortunately. Man, it is hard not to say that filler word. That bad word. Halo does hate us. Now, we have a lot of fun on Halo. Usually we get a good little streak going. That's okay. Dang it. We got 13 games in a row. We won, which was a lot of fun. Since then, we've had Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I was working Thanksgiving, so I did not really celebrate. I could have if I wanted to dash down to my hometown, Waco, but I did not, and I stayed in Dallas. Dang, I've already broken my streak. I've already said a ton of ums. Anyways, stayed in Dallas. Didn't really celebrate. That's okay. It was fun. It was a good normal day. Also, since then, started playing Arc Raiders a little. Fail, indeed. Arc Raiders played on Friday. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people have been talking about it, but it got released during a super busy time of year with Battlefield and Call of Duty. So I hadn't got around to playing it yet. Enjoyed it. It's a very Star Wars-esque game. I was surprised how much it felt like Battlefront, the Star Wars game that I think Embark also worked on. Even the costume design, the characters' outfits looked like, TIE fighter pilot orange jumpsuits from episode 6 or whatever. I kind of dig it, though. I kind of dig the underground cantinas, the little bars, which are the cutscenes, and then the top world, which is mysterious and kind of scary, and obviously post-apocalyptic. I think it works really well for extraction shooters. I really like the simplicity of the game. Today's podcast, I see questions here in the chat. We're going to be hitting the a quick recap of the last stream, which we've already kind of done. We're going to hit the time in between the 2 streams. Then we're going to talk a little bit about Black Friday. We're going to talk about what's going on today and a little wrap up to give you a roadmap. I see comments coming through. No guests. We don't have guests. I guess podcasts necessitate a guest. I don't know. I'm using the word loosely. Perhaps I'm flattering myself with this kind of using that term with this content. This is maybe not worthy of the podcast, but regardless, that's what I'm going to do. It's really a talk before stream. But the simplicity of Arc Raiders is awesome. It throws you right in. It has a really, short tutorial, little tiny bit of backstory. I mean, there's not much backstory, which is good. I don't, it's a multiplayer extraction. I just want to kind of get in. It's simple. It's not as complicated as Tarkov, other extraction shooters that have become big but haven't fully captured, the pop culture, the larger mainstream attention. And so perhaps Arc's simplicity will speak towards a larger, wider crowd. I don't know. The pacing is good. I was worried that it would be boring to play. And the pacing was good because I came from Arena Breakout Infinite, which is the only extraction shooter I've ever played, I think, except for Warzone DMZ, if you count that. And after, an hour of ABI, I didn't encounter a single person. I mean, I was like a level 1 or 2, but I was just seeing bots. And within the first few seconds of Arc Raiders, I was getting shot and killed by real people, for better or worse. And it felt almost like a bug. The first game, it feels like I should have had more time to kind of settle in. But somehow they either they knew my spawn, the team that rolled up on me. And I actually think it was 2 different teams, because I think if you load in solo on Arc Raiders, it plays a solo match, is what I've heard. But I got killed by 2 people. Also, chat, I'm sorry if I'm not responding or interacting. I'm going to kind of get through this segment real quick, and then I will definitely engage with you guys. But anyways, Arc was it was fun, good pacing. I got fights. The first morning I played, I think 3 games. All 3 games I had fights, RNG, really, really nice pacing. It was action-packed. And then that evening I played, and it was a little slower. Got some looting done, accomplished a couple of quests. Had my first successful friendly interaction. It's cool how friendly interactions are kind of tense, right? Because the game doesn't give you a rule book. It doesn't give you guardrails for friends or foes, unless you're on the same team, of course, which the game specifies. But it's fun to successfully make friends on Arc. And yeah, it was a good time. So I'm going to keep that in the mix here. Obviously, we had Black Friday Friday, 2 days ago. I was working, so I didn't really take advantage of Black Friday. I don't think as many people shop Black Friday. Black Friday is now kind of an online event as well, of course, even though there's Cyber Monday, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. Hopefully, I did come out with a Scuff video, a Scuff and Reflex FPS video midsummer this year, and hopefully it helped a few people maybe who were shopping controllers. This is the time of year when people are picking up gamepads. That video is popping off a little bit. It's our first 13,000 view video, which is the biggest one on my channel, my little tiny channel. It's kind of nice to see that uptick here during the holidays. Anyway, Cyber Monday's tomorrow. I'm going to do a little bit of shopping. The things I need is a monitor arm. I need 2 monitor arms would be fantastic. This one here in front of me that I game on, I've moved closer to me now. Mid this year, kind of midsummer, I realized that I was having trouble seeing people, especially in Verdansk. And my buddy who plays on PC, keyboard and mouse, could see everything. And I realized when you play keyboard and mouse, you're playing much closer to the monitor. Anyway, scooting it up has helped a lot. I haven't gone back, but I'm constantly moving it back and forth every single day. Really nice to have a monitor arm. And this monitor here, I move around a lot, or I don't move, but I have a camera in front of now. Now that I've got the Sony mirrorless camera and I moved houses, so the background's changed a little, the angle. This camera blocks that monitor quite a bit. So it'd be nice to have be able to swing that one out here. I thought about having a third monitor that would have its own arm that would be right next to my gaming screen. It'd be a little easier to see chats coming in. Right now I have to kind of do one of these, which isn't that bad, but it totally takes me out of the game. But the problem is that that means I would be looking over here instead of like looking at the camera and kind of engaging with chat. So I think I'll probably just stick with the laptop right now. Also, I'm on a single PC setup, so I don't want to run an extra app if I don't have to. And I've got that on the laptop. So I think we're going to stick with that. Anyways, the second item I'd like is a small desk that's going to be here in the corner. Create a kind of an L shape, a little bit of an L. And that's where I'd kind of push that second monitor out because this camera is coming out so far. And the third thing would be a SSD. I'm always bumping up against storage. I've got a 1 terabyte SSD, really nice, fast, responsive SSD, but I should have got a 2 terabyte or a 5 terabyte. So 1 more terabyte for just footage would be amazing. I'm constantly having to delete footage. That's kind of annoying. And if there's an incredible sale and I'm feeling like splurging myself, which I shouldn't, I might try to pick up the ROG Swift PG27AQM or whatever. It's ROG's, it's Asus's OLED 240 hertz 1440 monitor that kind of became the standard for Warzone professionals like 2 years ago, kind of with Urzikstan. Everybody started to run that. At this point, it's kind of an old monitor. They have a 480 hertz monitor that replaced that. So I'm just trying to get a 240. Maybe the price will come down on on Prime Day in July. The price went down to $500. It's a $750 monitor, so not the most expensive, but a little bit more than like I really want to pay. I didn't buy it then because I didn't think I needed it, and I still probably don't, but I still have trouble seeing people. And if I'm swinging in a room in Warzone or a competitive game, if somebody's sitting still or standing still, I can't see them. And I think that's perhaps because there's a bit of inverse ghosting going on with my Gigabyte, which I really like, but it's obviously more of a value monitor. So we'll see if the OLED, which technically has a faster response time, it's like a 0.03, improves that situation. Just the way that those pixels like form or they're calculated is faster or different than the way that a normal LCD, I guess, works. I've got an IPS panel, but anyways, that would be really cool. And maybe also something that I need more for the utility would be a teleprompter. And I know, what is it called? Sorry. The big company that makes all of the streaming accessories. What is it called? Wow. Starts with a G, I believe. I know this. Oh, thank you. Elgato. Elgato makes a really great teleprompter. You can throw on your DSLR, your mirrorless camera. Thinking about that, if it gets chopped down, the price comes down, perhaps. That'd be really nice. I've gotten better at like memorizing my scripts and stuff, but it would be much faster and probably better if I could just look at the camera and say it. I think it would help me with the camera. I'm still kind of trying to come with like a natural interaction with the camera. I still feel a little weird talking to the camera. Maybe having a teleprompter would help with that. I don't know. Anyways, today we are going to play some Warzone. We're going to start out with some solo casuals, probably kind of warm up. I like the casual warm ups. We're going to be running some challenges. I know Erie's in the chat. She's already come up with a few challenges for me. Hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun. Speaking of Warzone, on Friday, before I jumped into Arc Raiders, I tried playing Warzone at like 8 a.m. Central Time. Potentially the entire central United States, and I could not find a single solo or regular duo game, which is crazy. That's like a new low for Warzone player counts. Obviously, we're right in the middle of Black Ops 7 camo grind, so and there's a lot of good games out right now, but it's just kind of interesting to me that is become so slow. Speaking of Black Ops 7, I haven't been camo grinding. I told myself every year I'm going to do it, and by the time I get around to it, it's like time for Warzone. I'll keep you guys updated on that if we end up doing that. But anyways, the camo grinding, I've got like one weapon almost gold, which is pretty sad. But I need to start thinking of this as like the off season, right? Like just like hard quit Warzone by the time November rolls out and just do camo grinding. But I think I'm always a little unsure if I'm going to be doing like, if I'm going to be grinding Warzone the next year. Maybe that's part of it. I'm still kind of in that spot now. So regardless, we might be doing a little bit of Arc Raiders today. I think there's a lot of comedic potential in that game. It's got great proximity chat that interacts with the environment. When you're in a chamber, it'll echo. The audio like bounces off the environment. It's super cool. And already I've seen like the storytelling potential of it. Lucci has put out some really great videos with Arc Raiders where he's putting kind of a filter on it, whether it be kind of a Wild West skin, and he plays as a sheriff or a bandit. He's done a lot of really cool storytelling with that game. I think there's all kinds of things you could do. It has strengths that obviously, we don't play to with Warzone. Just different, maybe better game for interacting with chat too, with gaming with chat. So that kind of wraps up podcast 2. Hopefully I did a little bit better with my ums and so forth. It's fun to exercise this, try this a little bit. And I'll probably interact with chat here a little bit, and then we'll close out. So let's see. Yeah, I saw the category elk. I wasn't sure if I should start with podcast or IRL and then move to Warzone, but I just decided to start with Warzone. I don't know. Art can be intense or as laid back as you want it to be. I totally agree. And I like that intensity is there, right? I think that's what I was worried about, is that it would be a lot of PvE. And originally, Ark was, I think, completely PvE. But the developers did a 180 like 3 months before they launched it. Or maybe it was earlier than that. But they completely reskinned it and turned it into an extraction shooter that obviously has PvP, speaks to a larger crowd now. And I think that's really important. Really cool that they did that. Maybe that's why it plays so well, is that they spent so much time designing it as a PvE, because the enemies, the bots are really difficult. I like it. I think it's cool how you have to really play your life. Everything feels meaningful. The robots can kill you. The Ark can kill you. So I look forward to exploring that game more and talking more about it with you on stream. Black Friday honestly has been kind of a dud the last 2 years. I totally agree. I think maybe COVID shifted a lot of things, but maybe it really did a number on Black Friday. You run 3 monitors. Okay, I'd love to see a picture of your setup. I don't know I think I have you on Discord, but I'd be very curious to see how your setup looks. I'm on a 360 ROG OLED. I didn't realize you had that. I'm so jealous. Elk. Yeah. Are you on the PG 27 something or PG 32? Or are you on this? There's like a Swix, like a SWIX or something. The colors on the OLED compared to my Gigabyte IPS is huge. You also have a Gigabyte IPS? I didn't realize that. We have the same tastes in monitors. Elgato, thank you. Viewership is down bad for both Warzone and RedSec. I noticed RedSec's viewership is down too. I don't know. I think, Battlefield's core audience isn't a battle royale. The biggest RedSec streamers are Warzone, ex-Warzone streamers. And the world record holders in RedSec are Warzone players. So, kind of curious to see how RedSec floats after 3 months. I haven't had a desire to hop back on RedSec. Not that I'm not enjoying it, but I don't have friends who play it, and it doesn't have a solos mode right now. So I wish they had solos. I don't know if solos would really work for that game, but yeah. So Tarkov 1.0, Fortnite, and Ark, and taking a majority of the player base and viewers. That's true. I didn't know there's a new Tarkov update. But yeah, there's a lot going on right now. I don't know why games insist on releasing. I know why, but it's a problem when they all do that in the fall. We go through these dry spells of summer without any games, and then boom, boom, boom. So XG27 ACDNG. Okay, so Elk's got a different monitor. DM to pick. Appreciate it. I'm going to check that out as soon as I conclude the podcast, which is what I'm going to do right now. So it's already gone on long enough. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. If you're watching this, I'm going to publish it as a VOD. If you're watching it as a VOD, I appreciate you. We're going to keep doing these, and looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one.